gone. She's gone now. But you know what? I wanted to do a little chop for the summer, so there it is. Cool. Let me know how you feel about it. Actually, don't. I do like it, but it still trips me up because I've had long hair for so long. Regardless, anywho, we're going to talk about someone who slept with their neighbor. Warranted? Well, I mean, it was consensual, so like, yes. But should the girlfriend be mad about it? We'll talk about it. And what was the other one? Oh, this girl was touching some men and like crazy in some photos. It's a wild time. So, first of all, hi. And second of all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, friends. Hit that notification bell so you know next time my next video gets posted. And then you can see the gun show. Story number 1. And both of these are short, so blessed be. Okay, we're going to start with story number 1. We have a 22-year-old male girlfriend who's a 24-year-old female is mad I slept with my neighbor. Won't you be my neighbor? Bust it open. You're lucky I can't actually kick high and give y'all a whole show, the full spread. I was 21 when I moved into my own apartment. A cute girl lives across the hall from me, so we started flirting, and that led to us having SEX. Put that on the screen. SEX. I did a lowercase e. One-time thing, no interactions with her since, other than saying hi in the hallway. After that, I met my current girlfriend, which I've been dating for 6 months now. We talk about how many partners we've had before, but never specifically mentioned who they were. I'm going to stop you right there. Slippery slope. I would want to know the significant people. Yeah, like this is an ex, or if it's a situationship that lasted for a long time. Otherwise, I'd have no one to talk about. What? Excuse me. Then I feel like that's warranted. Just like, what was that relationship like? How did that start? And more I think you can learn a lot about someone and how they deal with relationships from what they've gained from their relationships in the past. Whether they ended it or the other person ended it. Sometimes it's like, I learned that I should have been the one to end it and I should be more confident in my decisions. I think there's a lot to glean from how someone views relationships after they've been in, what was their takeaways, right? So I think that's a fine conversation to have, as long as you're not like a jealous person. You're jealous of someone you've never met before. Also, the glasses. The reading was getting a little crazy in my eyes after looking at the screen for work all day. All right. Anyway, yesterday, the two of them met in the hallway as we were going to my place. Girlfriend said, she's cute, and asked me why I never made moves on her. Danger. Look, I always say it. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. I would be like, oh, he's hot. If it was a guy, I'd be like, oh, he's hot. Be like, yeah. I wouldn't ask no further questions. You ever flirt with him? If I don't want to know that, I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. You want to volunteer it? Sure. I'm not going to ask. Get my feelings hurt with the model across the hall? The girl next door? Absolutely not. Then I told her we actually slept together once, and she was so shocked and pissed off. I tried to apologize, talk, or do whatever, but she refuses to talk to me. Even if I had any kind of relationship with the neighbor, I would end it immediately for my girlfriend. How can I handle this and smooth it out? Interesting. I think she's being ridiculous. First of all, again, you shouldn't have asked if you thought you were going to have a negative reaction. And it's not his fault on who he was with in the past. You're with this person now. You chose to be with him now. And you can't use the thing about, oh, well, we talked about our past partners. It sounds like you talked about past relationships. And I don't think that means every person you've ever slept with, right? Like, if she lived across town and then it never would have been an issue. I understand her feeling uncomfortable. It's like, not the girl across the hall. Whether or not she has something connected to that, whether or not it's like that feels uncomfortable. Like, what if she still likes you and now you guys live so close together? I think it's an awkward situation, to say the least. If she feels uncomfortable for her own reasons or maybe some justified reasons, sure. But I mean, the fact that it just happened once, it seems like it was obviously before you guys got together. It isn't that serious. I can understand if she feels awkward. She's shocked and pissed off. Shocked, fine. Pissed off, I don't know. I think that's very childish, and she's 24, so I guess that adds up. It says, edit. There's been some helpful advice. Let me read some of the comments then. It's been a day since she found out, and it's an awkward situation many partners would feel uncomfortable with. Yeah, that's fair. Give her time and maybe message once explaining what you said here. Good. I guess like later in the message. This is a good answer. Let it play out. Be gentle and reassuring, and don't try to convince her otherwise. Her immediate response is one she'll live by until she can make sense of it. And all you have to do is facilitate it the best you can. Right. There's a world in which one of her past partners, I mean, I guess you would have known, slept with the girl next door or something. Like maybe this is triggering in that way. I don't think you need to break up. Let me see what he says. Not so helpful advice. So some helpful advice, some not so helpful advice is OP. And a lot of double standards in my opinion. Yeah, that's fair. I think people would have called him insecure if he was her. Well, I think she's insecure, but I think more people would be likely to call him an insecure boy than to call her an insecure girl. But I don't think that by that much, like legitimately. I think it's giving insecure for both. I'll listen to the few helpful advice and basically said the same thing and let it chill for a few more days. Yeah, just let it breathe. It's not that serious. Maybe she'll realize that. And if she doesn't, if she treats this like you slept with her mortal enemy, then maybe you just end the relationship, because that points to a bigger issue. And you're 22, you ain't got time for that. Come on now. This is a workable issue. I encourage you to work through it, especially at a younger age. It's very important to like build up that muscle. And be patient and understanding. You don't have to be that patient and understanding. The situation is not that deep. The water, she's low. Okay. Next story. Okay. Last story for the day. 21-year-old male, saw a picture of my 22-year-old female girlfriend touching another man intimately. I'm at a loss on what to do. Recently, my girlfriend has been out a lot lately with friends and hanging out late at night. I would text her and she would respond sometimes, but whenever I called, I get sent a voicemail every time. Well, don't like that. Also, why are you calling her that much? You're 21. Why do you feel like you need to keep tabs on her? Well, apparently. When they say trust your gut, I guess that's what they meant. Right, because sometimes it's just like let your friends hang out and be cool, but if it's happening all the time, and sometimes I have questions. Yeah, I'm curious if it's a little codependent on your end. The other day, she was on her way to my house, but she had to make a stop to help this new guy friend she made the other day because his motorcycle broke down. Was she a mechanic or something? I texted her and she filled me in a bit, but I wanted to call and see if she was still coming to my house, but she kept sending me to voicemail. So don't like that. This went on all night until 3 a.m. I do think you're codependent though. Yeah, I don't think this situation is going to be your fault, but it's giving, I will put my whole pussy out there for you to do whatever you want to me and step all over me. And I'll just say, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Just don't leave me. It's giving that hard. She would respond to some of my texts, but she would never answer any of my calls. You chose this. No, that's that. Jonathan, no. Bad boy, no. He didn't choose this. He's just struggling to make a decision that makes sense. That was shady. Let's keep reading. Yesterday, I went on and I feel like I'm harsh because I had a very similar. Actually, no, that's not true. I'll tell you my story after this. I left. I did go back though, because I was weak. I wasn't weak. I thought I should give him another chance, and that was the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. It's not the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. Definitely top 10 though. And I've lived a life. Okay. We continue. Yesterday, I went on my girlfriend's Instagram and went to the guy's Instagram and discovered a photo with my girlfriend's hand touching near the guy's crotch. Guys, this is my... See how that try to shut me up? Made my camera die? I'm not stopping. Where's the Nicki Minaj? You can't get rid of me. Period. I was surely running around for like 30 minutes though, trying to find my stand for my phone, and the quality has changed, but you know what? We are here and we're still doing it. So, back into it. Yesterday, I went on my girlfriend's Instagram and went to that guy's Instagram, discovered, yeah, the hand on the crotch. Quickly, my story. Quickly being, I use loosely. Um, was talking to this guy for a long time. We've been, the vibe, I need to go into details. You understand what it was. And then I was like, hey, can we like actually date? And then he said no. He was like, I have a reason though. He talked to me and it was just like, you know what, after all I've been through, I'm not looking to date anyone. So he's like, it's not you personally. I really do like you. I was like, okay. And so we were still like getting along and doing the things. I was like, I appreciate you just letting me know. Eventually I add him on Instagram because it was a private account. I add and I'm like, oh, and there's this one guy that just keeps popping up. And then I see a picture with the guy with his hand on his crotch. And I said, and also it was like pictures of them at dinner. It was like very specific. And I was just like, oh, I'm the side piece. And that's when I was like, oh no, I got to get out of this. Because before I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And I was like, the feeling, after I saw that, I said, no, I said, big boy, you got to leave. You have to leave. There was no, I left. I had, and I struggle with self-esteem. It's never been that low. Call you, what, all hours of the night. Crazy. Anywho, that was my story. I confronted her about this, and she simply said that the guy asked her to put. Girl, be serious. I confronted her about this, and she simply said that the guy asked her to put her hand there, and she just did it. She felt like she didn't do anything wrong at the moment, and so I confronted her about it. Goofy. Both of y'all goofy. Maybe she's not goofy. She's like, I literally can say whatever I want. He's going to believe me. Maybe she's just a terrible person. But then she claims nothing else went on. It's not about what went on. You inappropriately touch someone when you're in a relationship. Like that, it should go without say that if you're in a relationship with someone, especially one that is a monogamous one, I guess one that is a monogamous one, which I'm assuming this is, I think they were open, they would have said so. And his insecurity is definitely not useful for an open relationship. To be able to do that. And even if you did that in private with the person that you were like seeing and it was allowed in an open relationship, to have that person posted on social media, that's another level of like, oh, right, of putting your business out there, of making relationships seem different. There's so much murkiness to all of this. No bueno, no bueno, no bueno. Nothing else went on. Girl, put my hand here. Okay. When we had another discussion about it, she kind of switched it up and said that the guy grabbed her hand and put it there. Now, she said what she said the first time. She just thought it was going to fly because she'd been walking all over you. And she still will. You're not going to leave her. We know how this story goes. It's really hard to believe because she has a pattern of crossing boundaries in the past. It's really hard to believe because she has a pattern of crossing boundaries in the past and lacking respect. So you mean to tell, and that's not surprising at all. She's doing this because she gets away with it and you allow it to happen. And she knows she has you around your finger that you're not going anywhere. And she's right. How many times has this kind of thing happened? What you doing about it? Nothing. Well, I talked to her and I said, don't do that. Bitch. You're being a little bitch. I feel like I know the right decision to make, but it's hard because she's actually my best friend. Look, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Am I right? Hey! And letting someone go like that is not easy. It's not about being easy. It's about being the right thing to do. And there's also a difference about, like, I had a hard time leaving a situationship that I was in, like a really hard time. I was never treated like this. Like, this is crazy. And we weren't even, it was situationship. It wasn't if that was my boyfriend, I would have Chat. Let me not get arrested. Just know things would have been handled. And it would never have gotten to that point. It never would have gotten to that point. It never would have. You have to have a level of yourself. You're like, there's a level of disrespect I just refuse to deal with. Because this isn't a misunderstanding. This isn't miscommunication. This isn't you figuring out the growing pains that come with being in a relationship, especially a long-term one. This is blatantly, she's doing whatever she wants and you're letting her do it. And if you want it to stop, then you just have to leave. She's not going to stop. Why would she stop? She can do whatever she wants and you'll still come back. First comment says, she's not your girlfriend. She's everybody's girlfriend. Save your sanity and dump her. And the comment right underneath, he simply won't. Groundbreaking Rush 74? That's not me, but it's me, okay? I guess the communist relationship. She is all girlfriend, comrade. She is all girlfriend, comrade. That's funny. Yeah, there's no... I don't know. Man, I don't get it. And you're 21. It makes me sad. Like, come on. It doesn't matter. The gender doesn't matter. Anyone, when you're in a situation that you're constantly being disrespected, you don't have to stay for that. And your fear of being alone, at 21, if you're afraid you'll be alone, like, give me a break. That Kit Kat bar. Life goes on. You surely can't be this pressed at this age. Read a book. Aren't you in school? Get your degree. Study up. Okay, we'll work on that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, leave her. Leave her. That's crazy. Leave her and go to therapy expeditiously, darling. Please. All right. That's it, friends. Goodbye.